Welcome to Breaking the Chain. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Cody.
And today we got a lot of big news. This is right after the keynote speech, and there's all that stuff that came on. So spoilers, and there was the dev talk, which actually wasn't a lot on the dev talk, but there's a lot to go over this week, and
Yep.
so little at the same time.
Yeah, I'm going on a road trip tomorrow morning, or else usually we record Friday mornings, but we're actually recording Thursday night. But I'll still be posting around kind of the regular time. I'll try to schedule it for the regular time. But anywho, so we're getting this info right hot off the presses for at least for our eyes. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. The keynote. We have Azalea's Living Legend. We have ProQuest Yokohama, the dev talk, and we're gonna end it off with some High Seas lore that I've been looking over the past week.
Yeah, I'm really excited. There's so many cool things. And I was talking before the podcast to Cody, but I'm gonna these next few podcasts with all the Guardian spoilers, it's gonna feel like I'm holding Cody captive if he likes it or not. I'm so excited.
No, I like it. I feel like in another life I was a Guardian main, and I might still become a Guardian main. We'll see. It depends on how I feel after Master Set. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot more instance, which I'm really liking because it makes it feel a lot more a lot less I hit you with big attack, and a lot more of I do all this funny stuff by playing all these instants. Then I hit you with a big attack.
I was about to say, I think you're still hitting with big attacks.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that because we got some really spicy reveals.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But anyways, what did you do in Flesh and Blood this week?
Nothing. Unfortunately, nothing. I actually did have the opportunity to play on Tuesday and just wasn't really feeling it. Or else I would. I can't this upcoming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, I will be looking to play. To dig out my Dio deck or maybe play some Riptide or something. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see what I'm feeling. We did get another armory on Tuesdays here. I don't know if you heard that we have another store that's competing for the Tuesday armory spot. So I might check that one out and see how that one is. But
yeah, I did. I heard about it right before it happened, and it was weird because I actually went there to buy the Ira Armory deck from them because there was
really
some weird going on where not a lot of stores got it at the moment, and they were the only one that had it from what I could tell or whatever. But I went and got it from them, and then I went to and I was like, oh, I didn't know you had a store here, and they're like, oh yeah, we recently opened. We have an armory tonight. I'm like, oh.
Wait, so what was your week in Flesh and Blood like? Did you play?
Yeah, so I went to. So unfortunately, the armory didn't fire, which I think some people are in the Pro Tour right now.
Wait, which armory? Mythics or the level 7
Mythic.
One?
I went to Mythic. I didn't go to the new one, but
I see.
It didn't fire. But we, Beth came along and we built her the Ira deck. So we took a bunch of the cards out of the armory deck, and she loves Ira, and we put that in, did the Edge of Autumn stuff. It is so cool. All the new tech is so cool. I'm not an aggressive ninja fan, but this makes me want to sit down and be oh, let me do all these sneaky little things, or let me go this big combo. It's so cool. There's it adds so much flavor to Ira too, just in gameplay. And the threat of the +1 on any ninja attack is insane. The new CNC, CNC for 7 pretty much. Ira's ability, it's Ira's ability. So you go Edge of Autumn into the new CNC if you played Edge of Autumn and gained CNC text. And you look at it and you're like, okay, well, I gotta block 7. But it's a vengeance card, and you can trigger Edge of Autumn, so I have to block 8 if I want to guarantee my arsenal. If they're willing to it adds so much more depth, and it's really cool. And I love matchups where it's well, if they do this, or they could do this, and it just feels so cool now. And Whirling Mist Blossom used to be a card where it's okay, this is kind of cool, but it's you just block it for 3, and it's pretty much over most of the time. But there was we played a game, and Beth ended up throwing throwing Whirling Mist Blossom at me. And I'm well, she's been holding that card in Arsenal for a while, and she like, and she can react over. It's coming in for 3, maybe 4. I'm like, I'm just gonna block 6. If it's razors, I have boots to like block it. And then she like, so I blocked 6, 2 cards on a 3 attack. And then she's like, okay, CNC. And I'm like, oh no.
Yep.
It was so bad.
Well, yeah,
And
it's
I was like,
interesting. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, it was like so bad because I'm like, I didn't want it to hit, so I like really overblocked it. And then you respond with CNC, and I can't let that hit because I'm holding on to one of my most important cards in Arsenal. So I like on 2 cards block 4, like block 12 on 9. It was like, it's really cool the play patterns that Ira can do now.
Yeah, yeah. She's had this weird like lifetime, right? Where she started out very controlly when they first released adult Ira. That people were running all like almost 9 flick flacks sometimes, like 6 to 9 flick flacks,
Yeah.
and all the blue combo cards so they could do the flick flacks, and they were literally just like a Kodachi deck. They ran mass momentum that would basically draw a dead card half the time because they were just so many blues, like half blues, just so they could go Kodachi CNC or Kodachi something. But anyway, it started from that like control style deck, and then people realized, wait, dual threat works really well with Ira, and so do all these dagger recursion cards that came out in Hunted.
Mm-hmm.
And so people like started building her with this dagger recursion plan and everything, and now she's in this weird middle ground where she's aggro but also just on hit central. like you have, I don't know if you run mass momentum anymore with the new Ira, but you could have mass momentum on hits, you can have your Whirling Mist Blossom on hits, you have like 6 CNCs in the deck now. You can still run Censor and have that be a relevant on hit fairly often, right? The way that Ira has changed over the past, I think she's only been out for a year, right? Adult Ira, I think something like that.
I don't even think a year. It's been like 6 months.
Yeah, this has
It's
not
even
even
less, honestly.
Whenever they released, it was a promo for something like a skirm, no, a ProQuest maybe. I think it was a promo for a ProQuest or something.
No,
But anyway,
wasn't it just like an Ira event where it's just like, oh, over the weekend, like we're letting promo Ira out. Maybe it was, I can't remember.
I remember I got 2 of them somehow, though. I don't know.
Well, I
anyway,
think it was like, yeah.
So, but yeah, she hasn't been out for very long, but she's already had a very what's the word I'm looking for? Adaptive deck style,
like
or molding deck. I can't think of the word for it, but anyway, it's been a very ever changing deck over the course of her lifetime of less than a year, which has been really cool because her archetype has changed a lot. But anywho,
I mean, like, just like to point out a few things. Like,
yeah.
There's so many cool lines too. Like Edge of Autumn into Seek Vengeance for a 0 for 5, and like one turn I didn't like. I'm like, I'll be a little greedy, and it's like 0 for 6. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And then like because it hit, she got her Edge of Autumn back, and she could throw it again, which I think she did. Seek Vengeance, Edge of Autumn, Seek Vengeance, CNC, and I'm like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, she's got a lot of value plays in that deck.
So cool. And like the other really cool thing is like now you don't have to have all these bad blues in your deck. These 0 blues that block 3, do 2 damage. Like it was late game. And like I'm just gonna fatigue Ira. You know what? Like I got to the point where I had like a Seeds of Tomorrow. So I played Seeds, blocked her hit on her Vengeance card, and got rid of her Edge of Autumn. I'm like, okay, I got rid of the Edge of Autumn. She doesn't have a weapon anymore. I'm just gonna fatigue her. And she really likes the Siren's Calls. So she has the red versions and the blue versions. And it was like really crazy late game when I'm trying to fatigue, and she's like 4, which is a break point, and she got me down to 1 life. So I'm like, I have to block 2 cards, and she healed 1. And she did it 3 turns in a row because she's like, oh, what did she? I think it was Bittering Thorns into that for 4. So I'm like blocking 3 and swinging Hammer for 4. And it's just like, you keep repeating of that. And it was like, she ended up gaining 3 life. And I'm looking at my deck. I'm like, I think it's physically impossible for me to kill you now. Like, you healed too much. Like, you healed 6 from attacking me 6 times.
Cyrus Skull is a funny pitch stack card, huh?
Yeah,
It's
and
not pitch stack, but just second cycle card.
yeah, and even like late game, if you have the Edge of Autumn, like 1 into 5 heal 1 as a blue, like pitch a blue, swing for 6, heal 1 is pretty strong. So it was really cool. And she actually ended up getting there and fatiguing me. As a guardian, she fatigued me with no weapon. It was crazy. Really cool though. I love this Ira deck. Like, I am not a ninja player, but like, I look at it and I watch her play. I'm like, this looks so cool.
I've always liked that style of ninja too. That not necessarily like full on combo ninja, but just eke out value and throw these weird breakpoints at you, ninja. And that does remind me, when it comes to the new arms, whenever I play against Katsu, I kind of just concede that at some point their breaking skills is just gonna get a ton of value. Like they're gonna have their whelming gust wave hit, and it just is what it is, right? But it's gonna happen once. The new arms is breaking skills multiple times throughout the game,
Right.
and
It's
on potentially more
crazy.
devastating on hits when you play against Ira. So yeah, the arms are pretty cracked.
Yeah, it's just a cool deck. Like, I ranted about Guardian all the time, but like playing against this one, I was just like, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm losing this game. I'm getting fatigued, but like I'm having so much fun just like getting beat up. Like,
Yeah.
just like seeing all these cool combo lines and all these cool things happen and all this new stuff. And like, there's so many cool things. Like, even I took the weapon, so she didn't get to play like Vengeance Never Rests late game. But Vengeance Never like rests late game into like Edge of Autumn and Vengeance Never Rests for 4. Like, into Edge of Autumn into Vengeance Never Rests. Like, you could do that late game. And it's like, oh, I take 1 card out of my deck and throw like 10 damage. It's insane. It's so cool. It like checks all the boxes of all the cool stuff I want to do.
Yeah. No, I might be interested in putting that deck together. We'll see. I definitely want to try just the armory deck by itself. Add an armory. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I also hear it's actually a really good armory deck, like kind of Aurora levels where you could take it and actually do well at an armory, which is really cool.
Yeah, I like seeing those armory decks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anything else you did in Flesh and Blood this week?
No, unfortunately not. That was kind of my limit, but it was exciting.
Well, some other people did some things in Flesh and Blood, like Living Legend Azalea. We memed that she was at 999 points last week, and someone put the final nail in the coffin. I think it was at a battle hardened somewhere. It's interesting too because there were rumors that it happened, and there wasn't a lot of confirmation because it wasn't a streamed event or anything. And then someone just like posted a bracket on, I think it was on Twitter and Blue Sky, and just the bracket of Azalea winning, but it had like an old template from a different event, and so people were like, oh, it's just fake, right? So there was just like back and forth of whether or not she actually LL'd for I think a few hours before there's a confirmation.
I know, like Brian Gottlieb posted somewhere too, like,
yeah,
not a confirmation, but Azalea I think is LL'd, which I'm like,
exactly,
that doesn't help. Like,
right? It's like, cool, that's where we already were.
Very funny though.
But yeah, she was officially gone.
Mm-hmm.
Officially gone, which it's kind of sad. I did play her a lot. I liked the play style. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a fun deck to play. There's a lot of randomness involved. There's some gambling off the top of the deck, just like with Dash.io. That was a fun to play with. But I've also been on the opposite side of it, where I just get Red and Ledger a few times in a row, and I'm just like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm like sad to see her go. I think she definitely had her time in the sun. She did a lot of impact during different metas, but she definitely left during a time where she was not at her strongest.
Yeah, well, it's like, I think it's super cool to see her leave because like in the first 2-3 years of Flesh and Blood, she was unplayable. She was the worst hero in the game, and it's cool to see like a hero that everyone knew was just the worst hero in the game and was the butt end of every single joke. This is back like Leviah and Bolton were considered better than her.
Yeah.
Like this is how bad she was. And it's so cool to see a hero get one set, be able to carry this momentum to end up living legending herself, which is like super cool because like it shows that anyone can do this. Anyone can take this and move on and like get support to like become a strong hero. And she didn't become super oppressive with that support either. It's really cool to me, and I'm like happy to see her live on and like move. Like she's dead now. She's LL. She's in the heaven, and that's where they play that. But no, I,
I think something else cool about Azalea's power spike from Outsiders was that she was initially like very much overshadowed by Lexi. I know everyone was initially, you know, trying out Azalea deck lists with the Outsiders cards, and then Lexi just like within the first week was just skyrocketing in play rate and everything, and just because of how strong she was, and then Azalea was just kind of put back with the, you know, just in the corner because of Lexi just being the better ranger, and there wasn't a reason to play Azalea. And then once Lexi LL'd, I think there was like a good amount of time before people really realized that Azalea was good. Azalea was a strong deck, and she didn't really gain. I mean, she didn't gain anything in particular between when Lexi LL'd and when Azalea's play rate started to skyrocket. I think it was mostly Brody that put her back in the spotlight. But yeah, she was very definitely the worst deck, and then had her time in the sun where she was arguably the best deck, and then now is gone and takes Death Dealer with her. R.I.P. Death Dealer.
Yep, it's cool. I like it. It's a cool story. Now I'm excited for Bravo to get that support from Guardian Mastery Pack and take the same path and just, well, not the same path, but and then obviously be the one of the best heroes, and all my experience of like 4 or 5 years on Bravo will come out and I'll win all the pro quests around us.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna happen soon.
It's gonna happen. Like. It's gonna happen. He's gonna use those confidence tokens pretty well. I can already tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Dominate's not better.
We'll talk about it in a second. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one actually. But yeah, so we have some initial news from Pro Tour Singapore. We got the keynote. Would you like to fill us in on some of the things we learned from the keynote?
There's so many cool things. Do we want to start with spoilers or end with spoilers?
We should probably end with spoilers because we're going to talk a long time on spoilers. There's a lot of stuff to cover there. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
We can start at the very end. Silver Age, which Dromai fans, I'm sorry, there's no Dromai on the front of it. Like, they're not showing. But Silver Age is, I think, like, it is Project Blue turning into a real format. And the poster child is Icelander. So,
yeah, we don't know necessarily what Silver Age means, but alongside this PowerPoint slide that we have from the keynote, I guess, sorry, you watched the keynote. I didn't watch the keynote personally. I only saw the information after. But apparently, why am I blanking on his name? The creator.
James White?
James White, yeah. I'm just blanking on everything today. James White said that it was Project Blue becoming a real format. But we don't know if it's going to be called Silver Age or if that's the name of a set that's releasing alongside of it. We just know that we have this promo image tied to the Project Blue format, and it has the old Icelander art, which leads me to believe it's not a new set because I'm not sure why they would reprint the old Icelander art in a new set. But regardless, I'm really excited to hear that Project Blue is now becoming something real. I think that it just sounds like a great format. We didn't get a ton from it. We had the one event in New Zealand, like the initial event that had that Sink Below promo alongside of it. I think wasn't it at the same time as US Nationals? I think it was the same weekend as US Nationals too.
Yeah. The idea of that was to like test the format because they're like, hey, we have a new idea of a format, but we don't know if it's going to be any good or if anyone's going to like it. We're just going to host this event. If you want to come try it. And they announced that just like under the radar too. Like it was really hard to find what Project Blue actually was. But then they announced that under the radar and it like dug itself out and became something super popular, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I haven't actually played any of it myself, but I know there's a local that hosts some casual events on Saturdays, and I definitely want to try it out. I could see it becoming the new Blitz, just being a new favored 20 health format for the game. And the next thing that we got at Singapore is weapon keychains, and I know Jacob is excited about one particular keychain. Which one's that?
The Amethyst keychain. Those are so cool. Like we jump on and I don't even like immediately I'm like, have you seen the keychains? They're so cool. The weapon keychains. I'm like, dude, I'd give an arm and a leg for it. I'd sell my soul to the devil for the Amethyst keychain. So I hit up.
Have you DM'd Luke yet?
I have. No, like
Okay,
you
nice,
said,
nice.
you should DM Luke. I'm like, you're right, he's there, and I immediately DM'd him.
Yeah, you gotta get yourself one of those Anthos keychains. So they have an Anthos one, a Romping Club, and a the Nebula Blade.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, Nebula Blade.
I'm like, it's the one that Viscera.
The Room Blade one, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they make more of them because none of those speak to me personally. But I've heard some people asking for some Kodachis and some staffs of different sorts and everything. So hopefully they make more of them. I would love a keychain like that.
It would be super cool to have like one for all, like at least all of the like tied weapons to heroes, like Luminaris to Prism. You've got like all the big heroes having their weapon.
That would be
Super
really
cool because like people are so attached to heroes, to have their weapon and like attached to you is just super cool.
I agree. And then we heard of some foil playmats. Although they're not entirely foil, I believe it's just the World Championship emblem on the mat that's foil. But regardless, they're spicing up the playmats a little bit. Specifically, these ones are for the meet and greet with James White. Remembered his name this time. With James White. So the one that you get signed. I don't know the last time he did one of those events where he signed a special playmat, because I know he did that for the World Championship San Jose. I think there was a playmat you could get through the meet and greet exclusively. And so now they're doing it again with this specific stamp, this foil stamp on it, which seems pretty cool. It's a Pleiades mat, right?
Yeah. It is super cool to like see them try new things, and like foiling out like an emblem on a mat is super cool.
Yeah.
I was like watching the keynote speech, and when they're like foil play mats, I saw a few comments out like, I don't need to bling out more things, but I will. Like,
yeah, I know. I like the artists will sometimes do like a foil signature on your mats. I got that on my Icelander mat way back when.
I have it on my Labaya mat.
Yeah. So those are already cool. So I imagine that they look pretty similar to that.
Can you imagine getting that foil and then getting the signature foil on the other side from the like artist?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You have like the world like foil on it, then you have the artist foil. Like that would be sick. That would be a cool map.
All right, that's my goal. That's what I gotta do next. Philadelphia, here I come.
Yeah, hopefully they continue this up. It seems like a lot of people like this.
Yeah,
it's just like interesting.
I'm excited to see this how it grows.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to be a new thing that they do for the exclusive playmats, to have a specific seal on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, are there any updated meta predictions going into Pro Tour Singapore? I don't believe, as of the time of this recording, we have not had any games start yet, but I believe they start tonight, Thursday night tonight.
Yeah,
and because of the time difference. So any last minute predictions?
I was gonna say I'm actually like highly impressed with the Ira deck, like the interactions and how cool it is. I want to put one Ira in top 8. If anyone figured out that deck, I think it is like powerful and cool. Like it does something so unique, and it's got like gotchas too that are interesting, but you can see them coming. Like I think it's cool because it feels cool and it doesn't feel bad, because it's not like Assassin sometimes where it's like, oh, here's this dinky 0-for-1 stealth. Joke's on you. It's actually Bonds of Ancestry, which banish, and it gets plus all this. Like, I would have, like, there's no way for me to know that you're coming in for that with like 16, and now you banish my best card. It's like, oh, it's a CNC, which could be 8. And if you're running this, it could be 10. And all this extra effects, do I block? And it's like, you can see it all, which is really cool. And like one, it's a cool deck to play against, but two, like it just feels strong in a lot of ways because it does so much. Like, hey, I'm gonna get you if you don't respect me, and it just presents that question so often, and it's like it feels like it's gonna be a cool play pattern of like, oh, is an aggressive versus aggressive? Like, I don't care what kind of get you have, I'm just gonna try and beat you down, and maybe that works out. And then like with like the Guardian matchup I was playing the other day, it's like I have to respect some of it, but like I want to try and throw this Oaken. Let me try and play a little more risky. Oh, you did get me. Oh, I'm like really behind now. I'm like just trying to learn it, and it's like I don't think a lot of people are gonna know this going in, or like all of these like different ways. So
I think that's the biggest thing that the IR deck has going for it is the unfamiliarity of the opponents playing into it, right? There are gonna be a lot of people that are playing into it for the first time and are just gonna get they're gonna get owned by things they don't know are happening.
mhm.
But then there's gonna be some people that know what's gonna happen, and I'm kind of curious to see how she actually holds up against people that have figured out how to play into her. I am not as much of a believer. I haven't seen it that much in practice, so this is an uneducated point of view. But I just have this feeling that she just doesn't have that much actual disruption, and I feel like it being pushed into the middle of aggressive versus control is gonna give it some pain points that the original more controlly Ira deck had, where it had hands that wanted to block more than usual versus being able to just dump aggression into every hand. And so I think that I'm not as high on the deck as you are, and I don't think that any of them are going to make top 8. But I do think there's going to be a handful there, and we're going to see at least a couple perform impressively on stream. That's my prediction.
Yeah. This is coming. I mean, like you say, yours is like uneducated. Like I'm coming from like the player. Like I've been very casual the last year, so it's like from my perspective though, I'm like, there's so many cool gotchas and this, that, this, and like from my side, I'm like, this seems like a strong deck, but mine's pretty uneducated too.
Because like
But that's gonna be
the main thing that I think about is that I know against assassin a lot of times you're like, oh, I'm just not going to arsenal, I'm going to play better for my arsenal, like put a D-react there so that when they codex leave no witnesses I can just D-react it, right? And so like you people learn how to play into the arsenal disruption of assassin, and assassin half the time forces the arsenal right? And so when Ira's doing the same thing but can't force the arsenal, I think that people can probably like just not arsenal against her and removes a lot of her power budget. That's my prediction.
fair. No, that's a very good point. It's gonna be interesting. That's just the one prediction I want to change. Is like
No,
I
I
just want one Ira in top 8. Like I'm going spicy. That's gonna be my spicy take.
Hell yeah, I like it. I don't doubt that there could be an Ira in top 8. I don't doubt it at all. But I think I'm gonna stick with my original prediction, which I think was like 2 or 3 Slippies, 2 Verdants. I can't remember if I had a Prism up there. I need to watch back the other podcasts. It was like 2 or 3 Slippies, 2 Verdants, I think there was a Prism. I don't remember what else. Oh, no,
Gravy
that
Bones.
wasn't it. Oh yeah, Gravy Bones. 1 Gravy Bones. That was about it, really.
I'll probably change it up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking 2 Slippy, 2 Syndra.
Syndra, that was one of the one mine.
Yeah. Verdance, a Gravy Bones, an Ira, and the last hero, a Prism. I'll say that. That's my list. I'm locking that in.
Hell yeah. Sorry, actually, hold on. I need to carve out 1 slot in my top 8 for Luke Harris on Dio. Locking it in.
You're right. You're right. He's winning the whole event. So take out one of those Syndras, put in a Dio, and then he's gonna win. So
Dio's. I think Dio could make it up there. I believe.
I think Dio is very strong.
I think she's very strong too.
I think Slippy's just a little scary, and that's like
Actually, that's one thing I was gonna say about Ira was that I feel like Slippy is doing what Ira wants to do, but better. Because I feel like Ira has good value plays, but Slippy just does unfair things.
That's fair.
Slippy's just like, here's bonds. What are you gonna do about it? You know?
That's fair. Like, oh, it's a stinky little 0 for 3. Oh, joke's on you. It's bonds for 13. Like,
oh, you want to block? Sorry, I actually was only throwing 1 attack for 15 instead of going wide. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, you thought this bonds was actually going to trigger? No, it was just one go again. You didn't have to block 9.
Oh, you blocked 6 of those
Anyways,
bonds? Anyways, here's a second bonds.
leave no witness. Like,
Thoughts?
Codex of Frailty?
Your Edge of Autumn is attacking for 0? Weird. But anyway. With that, do you want to start with the spiciest part of the keynote?
That didn't help.
That made it so much worse.
I'm like, wow, my camera's not focusing.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, his camera was out of focus for a while, and he couldn't fix it. He was like trying to put his hands up in front of its autofocus, and then he like wiped his thumb on it and just smeared it. It was just the haziest. You gotta clean it more too. It's still bad. Yeah.
I'll figure something out.
While you're doing that, I can start on some of the spoilers.
Oh, totally.
So we got a lot of spoilers. I'm again just surprised by just how many spoilers are dumping on us. Because I'm trying to remember when this set actually comes out. I think we have, since you're hearing again, you can hear me now. When is the new set coming out? When is Super Slam releasing again?
Oh, it's September something. I don't remember exactly.
Actually, you know what? It's in the slides here because it's the Montreal World Premiere, which is when is it? Here it is. September 12th to 14th. So 2 months from now. We still have 2 months until the new set comes out, and my God, it's just your webcam is not cooperating.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be so blurry funny for the rest of the episode.
I wonder what's causing it. That's weird.
I want to do.
But yeah, so we have 2 months until World Premiere Montreal, where the Super Slam set comes out. Actually, it doesn't even release that week. That's the World Premiere, so it releases I think 2 weeks after that. There's pre-releases the following week, and then it releases a week after that.
Yeah.
So anyway, more than 2 months until the set comes out, and we are getting just dumps of spoilers. So first one we got, let me go back to this one. This is a nice like orderly way of looking at them. Spoilers channel in our local Discord. All right, so the first main one that we got is the toughness or the tokens. We have the toughness tokens, which are as we expected. They give you extra blocking power. So toughness reads, it's a generic aura token. At the start of your opponent's turn, destroy this. Then the next the next action card you defend with this turn gets +1 defense this chain link. So it has to be an action card for one. So it can't be a block card, it can't be defense reaction, it can't be an equipment. And then it's only that chain link. I guess there might be some ways that you can get a card to block on a second chain link or something. But anyway, so toughness tokens, what we expected. But we also got a confidence token, and this one is really interesting. So confidence token reads, at the start of your turn, destroy this. Then the next attack action card you play this turn can't be defended by more than 2 non-block cards. By more than 2 non-block really cards. Cool. So
that like applies to reactions. Mm-hmm. That applies to
equipment.
Like
yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Some might say it's a stronger dominate. And I would be someone. Call me someone. I think this is better than dominate, if you ask me. Like, your crippling crush comes in with confidence. How do you stop that? Unmovable? That's it? Like, there's like, that's the only way you...
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, I guess you...
I mean, have 2 sync belows.
That's right. You can double sync below it. But, like, you can't, like... sync below, give equipment, and a blocking card to stop it, right? Like, that's just not a thing you can do. Like there's just a regular card is what I mean by that. Or you have to be running block cards. Mm-hmm. Specifically, like, block cards, like the Clashes and some other block cards that exist.
I do like it because it actually makes block cards feel a little more worth it, too. Because, like, it always feels like they're getting better at it. They're making block cards better and better and better. But it is, like, the process of doing this is taking... or, like... It is a process, and I think this is a very strong step into making block cards, like, especially in, like, Pleiades, like, do I want to run my defense reactions? Because I would rather just have, like, Test of Strength or any other like block card that I have for like any other block card that I have in my deck. Like it is cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's interesting. They definitely are moving towards this block card, not synergy, but I guess dominance. They want to move. It looks like they might want to move away from defense reactions as the primary way of defending with cards, and give block cards a little bit more value there. But yeah, the confidence token was not what I was expecting at all. Very strong token. And it now makes sense that it's a little bit tougher for Pleiades to generate it, because if we remember, and by remember I mean I'm looking it up right now because I forgot. Looking at Pleiades text.
It's whenever they cheer you, right? Whenever the crowd cheers you, create a confidence token.
But she is one of the heroes that doesn't have an ability that causes the crowd to cheer you or boo you. You have to do it with another card, an outside source. Whereas the other heroes, their ability on their card causes the crowd to cheer or boo you.
Which makes sense with how strong confidence is.
Exactly. This also gives a little bit more strength to her charm. Looking back at Thespian Charm, the yellow instant 0 cost that says choose any number, destroy a Might or Vigor token. The crowd cheers you. Return an aura permanent you control to its owner's hand. And we're gonna get to the auras in a second because we got some of the auras. Yeah.
I just thought of something.
Yep. Yeah, you're realizing how good this card is now, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this card is pretty good. And we're gonna get to that in just a second here. But yeah, so the confidence token, very strong. Next card, by the way, the ordering that I'm going through here, Jacobs, I'm looking at the spoilers channel in our Colorado Discord.
That's what I'm going by as well.
Yeah, do you want to read the next one?
So the next one is a red 2 cost Guardian instant aura that blocks 3, named In the Palm of Your Hand. It has the keyword suspense, which is this enters the arena with 2 suspense counters at the start of your turn. Remove a suspense counter from it. When it has none, destroy it. Then it has, when this enters or leaves the arena, draw a card. I have so much to say. Like this, oh my, it's so cool. Like I have so much.
There's so much.
It's an instant that blocks 3.
Okay.
Like the first instant not tied to a meld card that blocks. And we got another later on, and a little spoiler, but we got another Guardian instant that blocks. Which, like, I'm wondering if that's like Guardian flavor now, which I love. I'm all for it. I'll take it. But it's like it's so cool. It's so cool. And it's like I was talking to Cody before the podcast, but it's like cool because it allows Guardian to do extra stuff that isn't just like, oh, action, attack big. It's like, okay, now I can do like all this extra instant stuff and then do something big on top of it. Or like, say someone's throwing disruption at you, and like Guardian's a disruption class, but it's so weak to disruption itself. Like, it's so like, oh, like you're throwing disruption at me? Well, I can block it, and if I don't block correctly, I lose my turn. Well, this gives another avenue of not only does this card still block, but it gives another avenue of like, oh, like I can't stop this disruption. Well, I'll just pitch my entire hand, play out my auras, and pass for turn.
Prism style.
What are you going to disrupt? Yeah, like you can't disrupt me if I don't have cards. Like you can't disrupt me if I don't have an arsenal. It allows you to play around it and still play the Guardian aggressive game plan without taking, like you're still taking the damage. You're still playing the Guardian aggressive game plan without losing your entire turn because you guessed wrong. Like, oh, I guessed wrong. Well, I'm still going to play the aggressive game plan and maybe lose a little bit of value because I did it on this turn. I lose a suspense counter immediately. So that's just the instant block 3 part.
Yeah.
The second part of this is the suspense, which is exactly what I thought it was. I don't know if I said it in the last episode. I think I said 3 counters, but it's 2 counters, which makes sense. But when this enters the arena with 2 suspense counters, and at the start of your turn, remove one. When it has none, destroy it. So in 2 turns, it pops. technically you play it, it lasts one turn and then another turn, and so it's like 3 turns. It's a little weird, but it's super cool with Pleiades' ability because you instant speed tap, remove a suspense counter from an aura you control, and you may put a suspense counter on another, or you may put a specific suspense counter on an aura of suspense you control. You just get to move suspense counters around, which is super cool because of another card later, but it allows you to stack all your suspenses to pop on one turn. So it's like, oh, I'm playing an aura game plan, and I'm gonna do all this stuff to stack it, and like with her ability, move stuff around. So I can then all at once, oh, I'm gonna draw a card, and I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more we don't have yet. But in like theory, like I'm gonna draw a card. My guardian attack gets +3 this turn. It also gains dominate. It does this. It gets on hit discard, and like one by one, like they're not amazing. Like, oh, this one says when this pops in 2 turns, my attack gets on hit discard, and this one says when it pops in 2 turns, my attack gets dominate. But like you stack the ability to stack all these suspense counters together, where it's like I get all this effect from this one thing is really cool, and I'm really excited for suspense.
Yeah, I think you pointed out something about that I liked about it was that combined with Pleiades' hero power to move the suspense counters around, you can time them all to pop on the same turn. You can do this game of like setting up things by like moving counters around, shifting them around, and making sure that they all pop at the same time. You draw your card, you get your bonuses, and you do your big turn that way.
Mm. The next thing on this card is that it says when this enters or leaves the arena, draw a card. That's crazy. Like, it is an instant that draws you a card. It is net 0 value because you play it by playing it and pitching a card, drawing a card. So you're -1, and then when it pops, you gain 1. So you're at 0. But the idea of this is, again, it's a suspense thing that when it triggers, and if you stack correctly on your big power turn, you draw an extra card. And on your, like, you do all this extra stuff. And with Thespian's Charm, like we were talking about earlier, you target that, put it back in your hand, drawing you a card, which you can have this on the field, play Thespian's Charm, and then have a 5-card hand because you take that back and draw an extra card.
I think the fun line you could do with this too is you can, on your opponent's turn, play it, pitching a blue, Thespian Charm, draw a card, Tunic, play it again, draw another card.
It's so cool.
You create a confidence token because the crowd cheers you for the Thespian's Charm. So now your next turn you have multiple cards. Oh, and since you play on your opponent's turn, well, on your turn they'll tick down. Then you can activate Pleiades to remove the second counter to then draw another card. So now you've done this play that has drawn you. You spent 1 blue and a Tunic counter and Thespian's Charm. So you spent 3 cards and a Tunic counter, and you drew 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So you turn Tunic counter into a card and a confidence token.
It's really cool. There's like cool combo potential. The ability with her ability to stack it on top of something else to make a big turn. And the last thing, it's a guardian card. It's not a revered guardian card. You can it's just guardian, which
I didn't notice that.
Is super cool because this says that regular guardians get suspense. I did not think that was going to be a keyword for all guardians. I thought it was specifically going to be just a revered keyword, like when we talked about it last. I don't know why I didn't think it was, but I see it's guardian, and that's super cool. And it's so cool because you can play that and like Valda, like my combo Valda deck. That's an aura deck with Embolden. If you control another aura on the field, non-token aura, this draws you a card. So the idea of this is it sits around and allows you to wait to draw the Embolden. Instead of needing 2 cards immediately, I can play this and just draw Embolden and play it naturally. Instead of having to arsenal the Bolden and wait for another card or draw them together, it makes it so much easier to play the card. And it's cool because if we get more cards like Embolden that are, if you play or if you control another non-token aura, gain this effect. And that would be really cool in Guardian, especially if you get more suspense. because then all of a sudden you can do all this stuff where it's like, I play a suspense. I don't care that this is going to pop in 2 turns. The draw a card effect doesn't really matter. It's the idea that this aura exists on my field. And that's like another cool thing for a card that we're going to get way later, Crowded. Sneak peek. But like, it sits on the field for a few turns and it allows you to do all these cool plays over the game. And it's like, again, it's a 0 card play to keep this card in play. You gain 0 value technically, but it allows you to combo because it exists. You gain extra value because you have this extra stuff and combo off it. You gain extra value. It's super cool. Like, I could rant about this card. Like, I was at like I watched the keynote. I woke up early, watched the keynote, went to work. Thought about this all day long, came back home, I'm like, okay, time to record. It's so cool. Like,
I mean, this is also a Bravo card, isn't it? Because doesn't Bravo want to be doing these like on turn, off turn type of things where you want the extra cards to do your dominated crippling crushes and whatnot?
the only problem is it costs 2.
Yeah.
And Bravo needs it to cost 3 a lot of the time. So it is actually an immense downside that it costs 2 in Bravo. It is something that might be played in Bravo. You might do something fun with it because like you can get extra cards and it is an instant so you can play around the opponent. But I don't think I'm going to see Bravo play it as much as like Valda might play it. I don't know Betsy much, but Betsy might play it and Pleiades might play it. It's like Aura Guardians. Like, if you're playing into the Aura package, you're going to love this card. It's so cool. It's so strong. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I could gush about this card all day, so
yes,
we should probably
really
move
cool
on
card.
before I take up a whole 3 hours on one card.
All right, the next one that we have is Outside Interference. It is a blue 3 cost, 6 power, 0 block, majestic. It is a reviled brute action attack, so it's for KO. Instant, discard this. You may reveal a reviled attack action card from your inventory and put it into your hand. From your inventory. What? What? This, okay, what are the other, I'm trying to think of all the other from your inventory cards we've had. And it's only been, Concealed Blade, which puts a dagger from your inventory, equips a dagger from your inventory. And I think there's one other card, right? That does
Levia. Levia's, if you take 13 blood debt, it goes from your inventory, it attaches to Levia. Levia redeemed and Levia consumed. And then there's a couple
no, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking of Visit the Golden Anvil, which is the Olympia card that you can get equipment from your inventory. That's what I was thinking of. There's also Fabricate that you can equip a base equipment with Proto in its name from your inventory. So there's a few.
So there's a couple of cool flavor things I want to say about this. Well, yeah. One thing, the biggest thing that we haven't said yet, it's a brute blue 6.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is a reviled. It is a reviled brute blue 6. But if there's a reviled crown, brutes are cooking.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a reviled blue brute 6, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Second, I think it's a huge flavor win because it feels like you're cheating. Like, I'm just gonna discard this and choose a card from outside the game. Like, this didn't exist. There was no physical way for you to know I had this card unless it's top 8. Yeah. It is impossible for you to know this card is coming. I'm gonna discard this. I'm gonna reveal this reviled attack, and I'm gonna beat you with it. You didn't know it was coming. I barely knew it was coming. But it's like super duper flavorful, super cool, and it's a 3 for 6 at blue. Like, it's this mechanically, this is so cool. This set is so cool mechanically. I love looking at these cards and seeing all of this stuff.
Yeah, I like that the downside is that it blocks 0. But it's not that much of a downside because you can just pick a block 3 card from your inventory to swap it with.
That's true.
So it doesn't really block 0 if you think about it. It also counts as discarding a blue for any other effects that might matter. I don't know how many affects the reviled KO. Actually, does he? I feel like I need to keep referencing the spoilers, like the spoiled page. No,
Yeah.
yeah, nothing. He doesn't do anything, specifically when you discard a 6. But yeah, I think I think it's interesting to think that you might keep just some reviled cards in your like a suite of reviled cards in your inventory just for this card to swap out into. Like it could be like so far what we have. Bully Tactics, which is the one that intimidates. You can swap it for Intimidate for end game. You can pitch this early game. End game, you get to triple Intimidate your opponent to deal lethal to push back past their defenses. You can grab Mocking Blow, which is when you have more health than them, which it gets a ton of value if you have more health than them. But when when you don't have more health than them, you can grab a different card. You can grab Bask in Your Own Greatness, which is the one that you can create might tokens with. And I think there's one that creates vigor tokens too, isn't there? Maybe not.
There's one that's spoiled later on.
Oh, is there?
That
Okay.
on hit create a might and a vigor.
And it says it has to be an attack action card. That is something.
Yes.
A reviled attack action card.
So I think this instant. Is also so cool because it's like you have so many cards you always want to play in your deck that are like win more cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they suck when you play that or have them in your deck before then. But if you pull them at the right time, they're good and they just like win more cards. But it's cool because this allows you to play those with like win more cards without being punished. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, oh, okay, like I drew like in theory, if this was what was the original card that I was like, Mocking Blow, which I'm like, this might make it into a KO deck, but I'm not entirely sure because it is like only if you have more life, which is a win more card. But this allows you to have Mocking Blow in your sideboard as a win more card and be like, oh, I have an all blue hand this turn. This is perfect for Mocking Blow because I can activate KO's ability. I'll discard this. I have Mocking Blow in my deck now. Play Mocking Blow, and then pitch to KO's ability. It's coming in for 10 because I have more life. When originally my best card was this 3 for 6, now I'm coming in for a 10. And maybe you were able to arsenal. It is cool because it's like a consistency piece. This card is entirely a consistency.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to bring up is that this card basically reads, hey, this is 4 different cards at the cost of a few sideboard slots. This is like 4 different cards in one of your choosing, right? You can have it be a 3-block. You can have it be a 6 power. You can have it be a blue. You can have it be some strong attack. You can have it be an end game finisher with the Intimidate. Like you can have it be anything you want it to be at the cost of like 2 or 3 sideboard slots, right?
It's again like mechanically like I am loving this set mechanically. Like every time they spoil more, I'm like I'm more in love with the set. It's so cool.
Speaking of being in love with this set, how about the next card? Would you like to do the honors?
So the next card is a blue 6 cost, 3 block, 8 power, Revered Guardian action attack. That says, if 3 or more auras of suspense have left the arena this turn, this gets, when it hits a hero, take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of the next end phase, they draw up to their intellect. It's so cool. It's so cool.
It's Time Walk.
It's Time Walk. And it's cool because it's an Aura Guardian attack action that's a blue 8 power. And like Aura Guardians struggle with red attack actions because you draw it when you want to play your auras. Like you can't pitch your auras with a red attack action. So you want your blues to be your strongest attack action in Aura Guardian and to have your blue be the strongest card in like in a temporary situation. And with her ability to stack all these like suspense auras and try and get them to pop at the same time. And for example, like we were talking about in the palm of your hand earlier, where it draws you a card, you stack in the palm of your hand another suspense aura and another suspense aura. You have this card. I drew this on my turn. All 3 pop. Maybe I didn't have enough pitch. Well, I just drew an extra card because that aura left and on my combo turn, and that's really important. or maybe I did have enough pitch, but I drew an extra card, and it allows me to set up another combo turn before my next turn, like before I take an extra turn. It is like this being blue is so important. This being a big attack is so important. And it's so cool because, and it's like also a 3 block. Say you're stuck in the situation where you can't get your combo off. It's a 3 block. It's a 3 block blue. Like, sure, I can't take an extra turn. I can still block 3. I can still pitch with it. It's still attacking for 8 late game. Like, there's so many times in a Guardian game where, well, 1 card 8, eating 3 cards from the opponent deck is so good. This card is insane. It's so good. Like, it's so cool. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like,
So, quick question. Now I'm reading it again. When it says at the beginning of the next end phase, they draw up to their intellect. Do we think that's the beginning of the first turn, or the end phase of the first turn, or the second turn?
I'm pretty sure it's the end phase of the first turn because that is the next end phase because you haven't entered end phase when this hits. Because then you go to enter end phase, they draw up to hand size, and then you take your next turn. It allows them to block again. It puts them back in
Okay,
the
I
like
see.
that's my thought process. Because like imagine you have like imagine they have a suspense aura that says like on hit discard a card. And imagine that's all 3 auras that pop or like on hit discard, on hit discard, on hit discard. And you have the confidence. So they block with 3, you discard their entire hand, and then you get an extra turn to attack them and they have no cards in hand. I think that's like where the
That's
balancing
what I thought it
comes.
was originally. That's what I thought the purpose of it was that you attack them twice and then they refill and they get to attack you back if you don't kill them. That's my original. When I first read it through, I was like, okay, you get to like do the double attack. They only get to block once, but then they get their full hand back to swing back at you if you don't kill them. But now that we're reading it that way, it makes more sense that they get to block twice. So that your next turn, it might be strong, it might not be strong. It makes it a little bit worse in my eyes. Well, I mean, obviously it's worse because they get to block both turns.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's a lot more balanced that way.
Yes.
A
I
lot
thought it
more
was
balanced.
busted when I first read it the other way. But I mean,
It's still really,
it's still
really
good because
it's still so
you're
good.
you're likely going to okay, actually I misread that. So that they have to be auras of suspense, right? So
Yes.
confidence tokens are not auras of suspense. So you have to have multiple palms in your hand, or the other one that we are going to talk about here soon, or some other ones that we haven't read about yet. So you have to like really line them up. But assuming that you have this lined up with a confidence token, it's likely hitting. It doesn't say crush. It just says if it hits, right?
Mhm.
And unless they have a block card or 2D reacts or like unmovable, it's hitting. They can't. Confidence is not easy to block 8. I mean, it makes it not easy to block 8, right?
And we might get like generic support that is a suspense that is like your next guardian attack gets +3. Or like when
Yeah.
this pops, your next like I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the commons were like a 1 cost aura of suspense that says your next guardian attack gets +2, a 2 cost aura of suspense that says your next guardian attack gets +3, a 4 cost aura like or but anyways,
Yeah.
like +3, +4, and +5 at 4 cost. Like I wouldn't be surprised if those are commons in this set, like to like some commons in this set, just to like help you build like this big attack through like the turn of suspense. I'm so excited. Oh,
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it'll work. How like is on the surface it seemed like it's got to be strong, but I'm trying to picture in my head, and unless you're buffing the power, it just seems okay, right?
yeah.
Because like you deal 2 damage, then you both refill and you get to go again. But like what's different than last time? Like you dealt 2 free damage, I guess, in a sense, because of the confidence,
Yeah.
but you're gonna do that anyway. So like
So like I think it's strong, but it's something where it's like reasonably thinking about it and looking at like a balancing and power level. I think it's something that might activate in a normal game of Flesh and Blood, like a non like cycling game of Flesh and Blood, every other game. But in a game where you get into like pitch stack, I think it's like it happens every game kind of thing. But it is like a balanced every game, like you said, like oh, it might not come in for a lot or this, that, or another thing. But it is just in the fact of like it could be a really good fatigue tool too, because it's like, oh,
Well,
I'm
you,
throwing a
you answered my question actually. That it's just a pitch stack play. You do this, you draw into your pitch stack, which is like CNC pummel or something, and then now you just have the end game closed out, right?
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense now because I was thinking about it in the context of having a random 4 cards, but if you don't have random 4 cards after that, then you're doing something strong, right? Like you're setting up a very strong turn to follow it up with that will take advantage of that. So that makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. So it's like I think it's strong. I don't think it's going to activate every single game. Like I think there's going to be other attacks that have a similar text or that like in a way just are strong enough to have aura suspense that you throw in general.
Yeah.
But I think it's really strong in the fact that you have a blue block 3 that is potentially the strongest card in your deck when it lines up or when you pitch it correctly.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely a strong second cycle card. Potentially also a strong first cycle, depending on how the deck plays.
Yeah.
Um, the next card we got spoiled is actually a cosplay creator promo. Cosplay. Is it cosplay creator? Is that the right phrase for it or right term for it? Cosplay
I I
player.
think so. They
Anyway,
are like they are a creator. They're creating their costume.
yeah. Anyway. Um, it is Frankie. Make ends meet. Meet spelled MEAT.
I
Basically,
like it.
this is going to be replacing the Taylor promo that has been given out to the top cosplayers at cosplay events. And now Frankie is going to be the new promo. It is a young necromancer hero, and she looks badass, by the way. Don't know at all what she does, but we see like the full art Marvel side of it, and it's really cool.
Yeah, she has a giant pair of scissors and she's
Giant
going
pair of
through a
scissors.
graveyard. It's like
Yeah.
it's cool.
I have a feeling that it's not going to be CC legal. Not well, obviously not CC legal because young, but not like a legal card to play, similar to Taylor.
I
But it would be kind of cool
yeah,
if she was, and that was just like the Marvel way of getting her.
that would be cool. I think it's gonna be like Taylor where she's not. I think she's gonna have a super weird ability where
Yeah,
it is you can take like similar to
Taylor's just like you can like
the shape
equip different
shifter.
things, right?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this is like you can take parts of hero abilities.
Oh yeah, like you steal your opponent's hero ability, kind of like
Yeah,
a
because
almost
you're
like a
like
Shiana style thing.
yeah, like similar to Shiana in a way, but it might be something like, oh, like pay 6, gain the opponent's hero ability. And the idea is like in a pit fight, you gain everyone's hero ability. And like she's like make ends meet. She's in a graveyard, she's grave robbing. Like I can and she has giant scissors. I imagine it she's attaching parts of these heroes to her. Like she takes these giant scissors, cuts off a piece of Bravo's arm, attaches it to herself, and now she can dominate or something like that.
That'd be cool.
That's that's my idea of what could happen. But there's anything could happen.
Yeah,
It's
anything could
a
happen.
weird problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited though. It looks cool.
Yeah, she looks so sick. But what else looks cool is this next card. Do you want to read it?
Yeah. So the next card is a 3 or it's a blue 3 pitch, 0 cost, 2 block, 1 attack. And it has ambush.
What is it called?
It's called overcrowded. Sorry.
You're good.
Overcrowded. And it has ambush. And if you don't remember what ambush is, it means you can defend with this from Arsenal. And then it has when this attacks or defends, it gets +1 attack and +1 defense for each different named or for each different name among aura tokens in the arena.
Inti Yanti? Is that you?
Is that this is so much better though because it
This
gets
is
+1
way better.
for each different named aura. And they
Mhm.
specifically said this is a counter to Codex of Frailty because you can arsenal this, they play Codex of Frailty, and it
Oh,
blocks
did they
both.
say that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
because
Yeah, it is a counter to code. Yeah, it's literally what I was saying earlier, actually, where I was talking about how you can arsenal sink below to get past the leave no witnesses. Yeah, you can arsenal overcrowded. You get the frailty, they get the ponder, so now it blocks for 4.
I
cool.
think it's so cool because like it's really cool in the like again. Let me put myself back in the Aura Guardian mindset. It's really cool in Aura Guardian because it's a blue that you don't mind arsenaling, and it's really strong when you have to play defensive because all of a sudden you have like the only problem is it's generic, but like oh I have to play defensive. They're throwing something big at me. Well, I'm controlling. Well, I control one sec. And the palm of their hands. I also control a confidence aura. I also control
Defense
the
or a might or a vigor or
yeah, a might, a vigor, and it like because of like other things and the
embolden.
opponent controls something for some reason. Like, oh, they control a rune chain. Like, it can be like I have so many auras on my board, especially with the suspense auras. Like, you could have so many suspense auras. It doesn't even matter if they're all gonna point. Like, I have this suspense aura, I have a seismic surge, I have this suspense aura, I have this suspense aura, I have a might, I have a vigor. I'm blocking 7 with this card from my arsenal. And then, like, oh, you threw a CNC at me. I block 7.
Yeah, that was my favorite line in Zen, by the way. Was you would have the Tiger Eye in Arsenal, they throw a CNC, you're like, Tiger Eye plus a 3 block from hand.
Yeah.
Or not even block with it from hand, just block with the Tiger Eye. And everyone would be like, oh my god, I hate you. Ambush is such a cool, good keyword. It's like such a nice keyword. I love it.
Cool. And it's so interesting because like in Aura Guardian 2, there's so many draw cards, and I'm sure it sounds and looks like there's more draw cards like in the palm of your hand. And you draw a blue, and that's when you're arsenaling, you're like, that sucks. But in this deck, you're like, overcrowded. That blue arsenal. And then the opponent attacks you, and it's like, it doesn't even matter. Like, 6 damage at me. I can block 4 off of a 0.
You actually bring up a really good point because a lot of times as Guardian, when you're drawing random cards, you can often just not have a way to use them, right? Especially like let's say you're Pleiades and you have the palm of your hand aura that's going to pop at the start of your turn, and you're deciding how you want to block. And you're like, well, if I draw a blue, I don't need this extra blue, but if I draw a red, I want this extra blue to be able to pay for it, right? And so this is a perfect blue to have in your hand where you can keep it and then either pitches for if you need resources, or you just arsenal it if you don't need resources, right? Like if you draw another blue at the start of the turn.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing about it is the flexibility of getting to arsenal it. Arsenaling your blues.
Like, I don't even know the rest of this deck. It's already an auto include in Valda.
Yeah.
It's already an auto include in Pleiades. Like, at least for now. But like, I'm so like my Casino Valda could use this card so much. Like the Pleiades, I think it's gonna be super cool with all the auras of suspense. Because then you'll be able to like turn around and block 6 off of a 0.
I mean, I can blue 4 block most of the time. Sign me up.
That's
right?
still amazing. That's still so good. Like even just having 1 aura makes this an okay Arsenal blue because I'm just blocking 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering that I'm playing the Aura Guardians, I'm probably gonna have more than 1 aura in the yard or in the arena. And if the opponent's playing any sort of aura deck, they played Codex of Frailty and I have 3 auras up. All of a sudden it blocks 2 from them, 3 from me. That's +5. That is 7. Like,
nice CNC you got there. It's getting fully blocked. What's cool too is that if they CNC you, if they Codex of Frailty you, you can choose this card in your graveyard to put into your arsenal.
You're so right. Oh my god.
Because it's an attack action card.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my, it's going in. It's going in my deck.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm in love with it.
That's the first ambush attack action card, I believe. Now I gotta look up and confirm before I lied at the.
I mean, Down and Dirty isn't ambush, but Down and Dirty has the text of ambush.
And Down and Dirty is ambush. It is. Yeah. It just doesn't say ambush on it, but it is ambush. Yeah, sick card.
Super sick.
Art's. I also like the art a lot. Speaking of good art, our next spoiler is Swing Big, and you're like, wait, Cody, Swing Big already exists. It came out in Everfest. And I'd say yes, it did. However, we're getting a promo that looks so badass. This promo looks so cool. I want 3 copies of this immediately. I want to play Brute because of this card. Like, if you haven't seen the art, go look it up. It is the coolest. I love this art. It is so
It's
so
so
sick.
cool.
um,
Oh,
it is interesting that they are. This looks like to be actually. Let me go back to the slides because it's a promo for something specific.
I'm
It
assuming it
is.
also just means there's a reprint of Swing Big, which I think is very necessary, especially
It is a top
it's
8
for
rainbow foil promo for ProQuest Yokohama, is what it is. So it is a promo if you make top 8 of a ProQuest of this winter ProQuest season, um, which is very very cool. This is the type of promos we've been wanting for a while as top 8 prizing for ProQuest, because a lot of times what they do is they give you these like extended art commons that are not even played anyway. That's not always the case. Sometimes like there was a time where it was like the EA Deadwood Dirges and EA Rune Ranger Swarms, and those were actually pretty good promos.
and we got the
But
Valdos in the last one.
yes, and then Voldo was top 4, I
Oh
believe.
yeah, you're right.
And then top 8 you got the I think you got the attack
Batter to a pulp.
Batter to Pulp. Yeah, you got Batter to Pulp, which is also pretty cool. But it was like a semi EA card, so it was like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a full art EA majestic promo, alt art promo for Swing Big, which is not only a good card, but the art is sick. So this is like a real top 8 promo to be getting, which is phenomenal. So yeah, I like it a lot. I thought that was really sick. I love having these types of prizing, these like coveted art, like really good art prizing to be given out like this. Big, huge plus for me. Like I really like this a lot.
It is really cool, and it's also somewhere it's like it's a card that's probably needs a reprint, so it's cool to see it coming out again, just to help out with that. And it's a strong card that all the brutes are gonna play, and it's something that I think was said is brutes are gonna be strong after the set. Hopefully,
They said
at
that?
least at somewhere it might have been in the dev talk. It like or after that, I heard somewhere that like brutes are going to be strong. I don't think they said they're going to be the best, but they're going to be strong. And if they're strong, that's still like it is something where you need their good cards that go in every single deck. This is the brutes codex, like weaker, obviously, but
I don't know if I go that far.
but
It is
it's like
strong.
but it's something that every brute wants to play.
Yeah,
So it's something that it's like cool to see it coming back out.
I agree. We also got some interesting extra cards here. You want to start with the first one?
Yeah, so the first one is a yellow 0 cost 3 block 3 attack reviled guardian attack action, and it gets spew obscenities, which is if you control a confidence or might token, this +1. And
So
one this
I'm
hits a
trying to
hero.
clarify for the audio listeners. The name of the card is spew obscenities.
Oh, yes.
The way that you phrased it made it sound like it was like a keyword, but the name of the card is spew obscenities.
Yes. Yeah, if you control a confidence or a might, this gets +1. And when this hits a hero, create a confidence and a might token.
Pretty good. It's a rare. I don't know if it's going to come in all colors or not. My assumption is no, because
I would assume no as well.
I think it's meant to be a 3 base attack that can be sometimes a 0 for 4, and get that on hit, because it's a strong on hit.
But it's in Lyeth. Its base attack is 2. He's the only one that can use it because he halves rounded up. So
right,
it's 2 that gets +1 if he controls a confidence or a might.
I missed that part.
Which makes me wonder if this. I'm sure it's a good card. I'm sure there's something like the on hit of creating a confidence and a might is really strong.
You know what it is? It's because I think you're constantly making mites, and so it'll become a 4 again.
Yeah, like I'm sure it's gonna be strong, but like it's just really interesting because it's like just out of the value you want.
Yeah, but I mean the on hit's really good, right? A confidence token and a might token on hit.
On hit is insane.
That's sick. But yeah, it seems like it might just be okay. It blocks 3, so hard to go wrong. But I like it.
I like it too.
The next one, Old Leather and Vim, a red 2 cost 6 power 3 block revered brute action attack at rare. if you control a tough, it's very similar. This set of 4 cards, they all have um like mirrored effects. So this one is if you control a toughness or vigor token, this gets +1. When this hits a hero, create a toughness and a vigor token. So a very similar effect. It gets +1 if you have a token that it names, and if it hits, you get both those tokens. But this time it's a 2-cost 6 power for the Tough Nut deck. Seems good.
I really like the on hit create these extra tokens because they're like base value okay. Like a 2 for 6 red, that's normally okay. And then it's like a 0 for 3 yellow, that's okay. But like the one getting the +1 makes it an insane card. Like a 0 for 4 if you have the +1, insane with an insane on hit. Then you have a 2 for 7 with an insane on hit. And then the next one we're not talking about is it's going to be a 0 for 2, which isn't amazing, a 0 for 3, which isn't amazing. But the on hit is again very good. And then the last card becomes a 3 for 6, isn't amazing. But the on hit again is insane. And you like assuming you have all these extra tokens and doing all these extra things, it adds up. And it's like these cards I feel like are gonna be like staples, at least in a couple heroes.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and read the KO version?
Yeah. So then the KO version is a 3 pitch, 0 cost, 2 attack, 3 block. And it's called Offensive Behavior. If you control a Might or Vigor token, this gets +1. When this hits a hero, create a Might and Vigor token, which again is really strong in KO because it's a 3 block 3. And having a Vigor token in KO means that you can turn something into a 6. If this is a late game, you can pitch, say you control the Vigor, you can pitch a card. Like this is a 2-card 7 because it gets the +1 because you control a Vigor. And on hit, create a Might and a Vigor. The synergy of this card is insane with KO because like Vigor is so strong in KO.
Yeah,
because it allows you to pitch 1 card.
Yeah, I love the way that these cards seem to synergize with the hero's abilities and the way that they play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that this is a blue 3 block 3, or blue block 3, obviously very good.
It's like the next power rating. I was gonna say the power rating on this one is the weakest without synergies.
Yes,
but I think it synergizes the best out of all of them. And I think that's like because it synergizes the best, that's why its power is the lowest. But I think it's honestly the strongest because of how well it's synergized.
And then we have Uplifting Performance, a blue block 3, 3 cost, 5 power, Revered Guardian action attack, that's also rare, and then a similar effect. If you control a Confidence or Toughness token, this gets +1. When this hits a hero, create a Confidence and Toughness token. Obviously, blue block 3 makes it good, but the power for it hitting, when it becomes a 6, it's pretty easy to block. So it has to be paired with some other power improving effects for it to be something annoying for your opponent to deal with.
So one thing I want to say is I actually really like this card as well. I actually love Pleiades power cards being blue because it allows you to play this aura game plan while having your power cards feed into that aura game plan. Like if my red cards, my natural power cards, and the rest of every other deck is my aura cards, and the attacks are my blues, I am happy as an Aura Guardian because I am pitching my attacks early game. And when all my suspense counters hit, I'm hitting my blue cards, which my blue cards are my attack cards, the ones I'm pitching. So I think it's actually really good that her powerful attacks are at blue because again, it synergizes with her play strategy. And it synergizes with auras, which is something that is a huge weakness in like Balda at the moment. Is a lot of her blues are not attacks, and if you pitch your auras like you go to pitch stack, but drawing an all red hand doesn't further your game state. So I am actually really excited to see all these attacks at blue, personally.
Yeah, I mean, Mistville has shown us that having a your blue base B or good stuff is it's pretty good.
It's pretty powerful.
Pretty good, yeah. I'll let you talk about the next blue powerful card that Pleiades has.
So the next one is a blue 0-cost 2-block, and it's up on a pedestal. It's another suspense aura, and it says when this enters or leaves the arena, you may put a or guardian attack action card from your graveyard on the
You cut out there a little bit for me.
Oh, sorry.
You can read the text again.
Yeah. It says when this enters or leaves the arena, you may put a revered or guardian attack action card from your graveyard on the top of your deck. It is insane because the idea is if you do this, so you do up on a pedal on the turn that, so if that triggers when you have standing ovation, which is the blue 6-cost 8 attack that lets you take an extra turn, it allows you to guarantee that your extra turn has an attack. It could guarantee that you have your strongest attack if that's what triggers your standing ovation. It also, the idea of being able to, and say you have another attack that if you control 3 suspense counters, it gains an extra effect. It allows you to block with it early. And because you're balancing all your suspense counters, this could be the one that you're stealing suspense counters on to put on others. So the turn before all your suspense counters or your suspense auras trigger up on a pedestal ends up triggering the turn before, allowing you to put the attack you want next turn on the top of your deck to then draw it and guarantee that you are going to hit them. Another huge weak point. So earlier I was talking about how you want your packs to be blue because it feeds into your aura game plan. Another huge weak point in Guardian or Aura Guardian is that when all your auras pop off, a lot, like sometimes, like I have all these auras popping off. I have Emboldened Red. I have Emboldened Blue. I have all this stuff. I'm getting plus 12 into my next attack. I draw my hand. I have non-attack action.
Yep.
I swing hammer for 4 because none of the auras apply to a weapon. So I swing hammer for 4. Although I spent the entire game buffing this attack. I spent the entire game buffing this attack, and I drew no attack. Is the biggest weakness in Aura Guardian. And to have up on a pedestal be, I'm moving suspense counters, so I trigger this the turn before my big turn to guarantee, like, I can guarantee I have a pulverize for next turn. I can guarantee I have I've stacked my deck perfectly, or I've stacked my auras perfectly. I can guarantee I'm getting standing ovation off next turn. It is an insane card. It is so good, and it is really cool because I've been on this podcast every week talking about how much Valda I'm playing, and it's like I'm learning so many weakness about the aura game plan for Guardian, and seeing them take these weaknesses and like fix them. It's like it's not that they aren't still weaknesses, but they're like putting band-aids and like, oh, like this is a weakness, let's fill the hole. And it's really cool because it makes it feel like this is a strategy that can actually play now. And I'm really excited. Like I'm like, oh, I was a Jarl main, and like recently, like I could definitely see myself on Pleiades coming out, like only playing Pleiades. Like I could see myself putting Jarl aside because he's not as cool as Pleiades. Like I'm really excited to see all this stuff coming out. And like just it feels like LSS, like, and they always do this, like they are always learning, but it feels like LSS has seen a lot of what Guardians have done in the past. And they're like, well, we know how to fix this. Let's change this. Let's work this out. Let's get all this in. Let's fill all the holes and let's make this a playable strategy. And I'm in. I'm bought in. You've already got me. I'm losing all my money on Guardian Mastery Pack. I'm losing all my money on this set. Like, all it's done for.
Yeah, very cool. I'm really excited to see what other suspense auras they release that will give us a better idea of how Pleiades will combo them together to make some powerful things happen. But she's looking really interesting to me. She's looking very like I was predicting from the start. She looks a lot like very similar to Prism in a sense because of the way that you can like play the way that you like play with against your opponent. Really, the way that you interact with them is what makes it interesting to me.
Oh, I don't know if I also said this. It is also an instant. So it is a
Yes.
2 block instant. So you can do like similar stuff where it's like, it's my pitch card. I can gamble a little bit on you attacking me. Oh, you are like, you win over. I didn't expect it. I can still at least play my turn. I don't lose my entire turn.
Yeah. We do have some other spoilers here. They're from the Smash Palace box, but I don't know that we really need to go into them in detail. We have Toby Jugs, which is a when this defends, you may pay 1. If you do, it gets +2 this turn, +2 defense this turn. It has 0. It has Blade Break. I'd actually look it up. So I'll show it on my camera because I had the exact same question. I know you're gonna ask. Is it Ironhide boots? Right.
Mhm.
So it's very slightly different. I'm going to show the Ironhide Gauntlet. Oh, it's backwards. But Ironhide Gauntlet reads, when this defends, you may pay 1. If you do, it gets +2. And when the combat chain closes, destroy this. So notably, the difference is it doesn't have Blade Break inherently. And so it is Toby Jugs is technically slightly worse because if your opponent is like a mechanologist that T-bones you a couple times, these will destroy whether or not you pay 1, whereas the Ironhide won't. Um,
Huh.
so slightly different, but basically the same. And then we have Punching Gloves. Action, pay 2, destroy this. The next attack action card you play this turn gets +2. Go again.
Is the Goliath Gauntlet that just cost 2?
Yeah, like it's glad it's not the cost too. But these are just like exactly. These are just like generic equipment just for like the base game.
Yeah.
We have Garland of Spring, which is just Blossom of Spring, but reprinted with a different name. Action, destroy this, gain 1, go again. And then Helm of Hindsight, instant, pay 3, destroy this, put target attack action card from your graveyard on top of your deck. We've seen this.
So Helm of Hindsight, I could actually see being used in like again, I could see it being used in Pleiades. We might get better support, but at this moment, like, yeah, up on a pedestal is really good, but if you don't get it when you need it, this is a similar situation of I've stacked. I need to guarantee my next turn has this attack. I'm putting that on the top of my deck. I'm destroying this helmet. I'm putting that on the top of my deck. I don't care what my deck says. I don't care that I'm not in pitch deck. I am guaranteeing I am hitting you with Pulverize for 20. Like,
I mean, it is kind of like, no, it's not. I was gonna say it's kind of like Plume, but Plume puts in your hand. So I don't know. I could see there being like some like extreme. I think if your deck needs to run this helmet to be good, I think your deck is just not good. I'll just say that.
that's fair. I
Um,
could. It is like Plume. It is, but a
but it's
little
worse Plume because you don't get it in your hand. You put it on top of your deck, and so you're basically like spending a card to make the card you're gonna draw be a card from your hand instead of a random card.
Yeah, it's something that I could see it being played, especially if Guardian still doesn't get a helmet. But
They're gonna get a helmet. Don't worry. They've been
Please.
filling out all the different spots.
Give me
You'll get your
boots,
helmet, I believe.
give me a helmet, and then I'm set.
But yeah, that is all of the spoilers. We did actually have an extra spoiler that I think it was a leak. It was Pleiades' weapon. We kind of had half of it spoiled, and so I don't know that we were supposed to cover it, so we won't. But I did notice that was somewhere. But then I see that there's a original message deleted here, which is probably her weapon that is now gone. But when we do get the official spoiler, it did look very interesting. I was surprised that we couldn't see all of it, but it looked like a very playable weapon.
Yeah, I did not see it, but I'm happy to hear that she has a weapon.
Yeah, just think of it like an Anathos, but probably better.
I love Anathos.
Yeah,
It's my favorite weapon in the entire game. So,
but anyway, that's all the spoilers that we have so far for Super Slam. Any overall thoughts before we talk about ProQuest Yokohama? Or Yokohama? Yeah.
I just fall more in love with this set every second that I see a card. Like I see a card spoiled, I'm like, this is beautiful. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I like this set a lot. And I was talking to again, I think I was talking to you before the podcast where I was like, oh, like no, it's like weird because I start a set where I'm like, oh, this is okay. Like I started this set where I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm happy. These are my favorite classes. This is exciting. But like, I don't know. We're going back to the pit fight arena. I'm not super like I'm not a huge fan, but whatever. But it's like every single set, I'm like, oh, okay, like whatever. I'm not a huge pirate fan. Like I said that before high season. Slowly, as more things come out, I'm like, I'm full. You've got me. Like, convinced me. I love this set, and it's like I'm already starting out pretty high, and like every card, I love the set more and more and more. So excited!
Yeah, it looks like a really
so
cool set.
cool. It's so
Yeah.
cool. I could rant about it for ages.
Yeah.
And we've only seen like 20 cards.
We've seen a lot of cards though. Oh, actually, there's something that we forgot to mention that you mentioned that they mentioned. I'm saying the word mention a lot. You said that they said this in the keynote about the number of unique cards. Could you repeat what that was about?
Oh yeah, so in the reason that super rares are back is because this set has the most unique cards. And when I say unique cards, it means like cards with like different names and effects. So it is to help like fill the like set with so many cards that do so many different effects. So it is like we've seen only a fraction of the iceberg that this set is. Like there's so many cards and so many effects we haven't seen yet, and I'm really excited to like dive in and see all the cool things that come out of it and all the unique cards that come out of it. And it's like, oh, there's all these super rares, there's all these majestics, there's all these commons, and
Yeah.
even like, and that's just in the main set. That's not even including the expansion slot cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a slide here that says there are 31 expansion slot cards. 31. That's a lot. That's a lot of expansion slot cards. I meant to look up how many high C's had to compare. So let's see here. High C's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And that's not even like some of these are kind of like reprints of the cards from the Gravy Bones deck. So like we're like 15 expansion slot cards, really. So double the amount of expansion slot cards of high C's.
Yeah, and I've heard, I'm not gonna confirm this, but I'm like 99, 97% sure that there's a few reprints in there.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me, yeah, before the podcast. So apparently there's some reprints. We already see a little bit of a tease of that with this Swing Big promo. So I'm excited to see reprints. I think that's what the game needs.
Yeah, I agree. So it's like it's exciting, and this is, I think, at the point like a year ago when the game started blowing up and it started to become a little more expensive than a lot of us liked. And this is finally the chance they have because like they're a year behind of everything, or they're a year ahead. Actually, the wrong way around. We're a year behind of their process, but they're a year ahead of us. So they saw how expensive it got a year ago, and now they finally have the chance to respond. And so it's cool to see that they're actually taking an effect and actually putting it forward that they are going to respond and they are going to do stuff. And it's like, again, it's hard for us like looking back a year ago, seeing everything explode and them not having an immediate response. I mean, like, why don't they make this game cheaper? But it's like you can definitely see now that we're catching up to where they were when that all happened. They're making it. They're trying to make a difference. They're trying to fix the problem. It's a year-long process.
Yeah, so
more.
You mentioned some predictions for those reprints. What were they?
I would imagine that we're probably going to get another Tunic reprint. I think Warmonger's Diplomacy is going to be reprinted. I wouldn't be surprised if another Crown of Providence is reprinted.
I can see that. I'm looking through right now because I'm curious myself to see if there's anything that that speaks to me in terms of reprint. But yeah, I think that it makes sense for another Tunic reprint, as weird as it is. But maybe not. Maybe they'll pass up on that.
Yeah, and it might not be
Warmongers
because I
takes a lot
think
of space.
Tunic was like $100 when they were designing the set and making all the stuff and asking for stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tunic's actually not in there. I would be happy if we saw Tunic again. I don't think it's a huge.
What if we saw some Fabled reprints? That'd be spicy.
That would be super spicy, and that would be insanely spicy.
Yeah, it would be really spicy. I'm here for it. Some Fabled reprints.
I'd be here for it too, but
Crown of
I
Providence
personally
is
don't think
currently
that's good.
expensive, so
Yeah. I think it's been expensive for a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if Crown of Providence. I think there's probably gonna be one legendary, is my guess. My hot take,
yeah.
one legendary reprint. If it's Crown of Providence, I think it's more Crown of Providence than honest.
What if it was like Grasp of the Arknight is one of them?
That would be hilarious because like no one uses it anymore.
Right, but like a year ago, it would have been like a prime pick for
A year ago it was only like $70. I remember because I bought it because it was so cheap.
Oh yeah, it was only when Florian came out that it.
Rosetta.
Yeah, Rosetta is less than a year.
Because like 2 Rune Blades came out and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, like we've gotta do this.
Yeah, this could be.
I just think Warmonger Diplomacy is like has to be in there. Because I remember that was like 120 when we were talking about how expensive the game was.
I'm looking at TCG Player now, and there's a lot of cards went up in price. I haven't looked in a while. I'm usually like on keeping an eye on it, but a lot of things spiked. Like quick dodge flexors are really expensive now. Command and Conquer went up a lot for some reason.
I mean, we're right in front of, we're at the Pro Tour, so I'm sure a lot of things have spiked this week, specifically because it's this week.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, anyway, I don't know if I have any more predictions for reprints. I don't know what they would reprint. Right. They could reprint a lot of things, but yeah. Anyway, the next thing to talk about that they revealed the keynote was ProQuest Yokohama. It is from October 4th to November 9th, end of this year. And the ProQuest itself is going to be in April of 2026 in Yokohama, Japan, which is really sick. I'm hoping to get an invite and go to that one. I was not able to, unfortunately, justify going to Singapore this weekend, even though I had the invite. But if I got the invite for Yokohama, I'd be going. I'd definitely be going to that one. And the pricing, we already mentioned one of them. Swing Big is the Rainbow Foil Top 8 promo. There's also a Top 4 Cold Foil promo of Overcrowded. And there's going to be gem packs and the Gold Foil for first place. And then there are 2 of 3 hero mats that'll be given to top 2. One for Pleiades, one for KO, and one for Tough Nut. And I don't see Lyath here, but maybe he's also another option. Although it doesn't say that he's an option here, so.
Tough Nut. I don't think he is. It looks like it's Tough Nut, Pleiades, and KO.
Might be reserving him for his mat for another specific case.
Yeah.
Oh, and then do you want to do a quick overview of the dev talk? And I think we have already overstayed our welcome with our listeners of this podcast, so I'll leave the high seas lore for the next episode.
Yeah. So, not that there's a lot on the dev talk. It was just more of a shout out. I think the dev talks are super fun to watch. Amazing. It's so cool to see an insight of LSS, and it is a shout out. The one big note I wanted to say is they did say that every class had a national win, which is super cool.
Cool.
It just shows you how good the meta is right now. You can play any hero, you can be a specialist, you can dedicate yourself to a specific class and hero and talent, and you can find success. Even if it's at something as low as an armory level, you can dedicate yourself to anything right now, and it is an open meta to be able to find success, and it is cool, and it is just kind of a shout out to that specific fact and the dev talk in general, because I love the dev talks. I see it come out, and it is the first thing to do. Put the podcast aside, put this aside. I'm open. So it is just a little shout out to that.
Okay, yeah, I wish I listened to it, but I didn't have the chance to. But I know they're talking about Slippy. Slippy is definitely the talk of the town right now for being the
Mhm.
strongest deck. And I knew that they were talking about that, but that was that's cool to note that every class got a nationals win. Um, and that's how it's felt. Like that's how we talked about that last week. That the meta felt very good, right? Like there was a lot of different wins at nationals. The pie chart was so wide, or so varied. I should say.
Yeah. And it's like something I just didn't really notice is how like diverse it really was. It's like I still think there's some dominant decks, but it is still like it's still open to playing whatever you want. It is cool.
Yeah.
And especially with Guardian Mastery Pack coming out, like maybe I dip my toes back in the competitive scene and try and win some stuff.
When does that come out again?
Come out August. Oh, I know this. It's August 6th, I'm pretty sure. It's the Friday after I let me pull
Well,
up
less
the
than a
calendar.
month.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm counting down like every day. I wake up. I'm like, how many days until the mastery pack? One sec.
um. Yeah. So while you're looking that up, I'm gonna leave our listeners with a question. Uh, are you excited for Pleiades? Yes or no? Are you excited to play as her, to play against her? Do you think she's gonna be toxic to play against? Let us know in the comments below, either on YouTube or on Spotify. Also, while he's still looking this up, if you guys like our stuff, please give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends about us, give us a shout out. I don't know, whatever you feel like doing. We really appreciate all the support
The
that
8th.
you all give us. The 8th, August 8th, is when it comes out. Anything else you want to leave our viewers with before signing off?
I think I've spoken too much. I feel like I say that every episode. I'm probably gonna keep this trend up, especially coming around the spoiler season. But just thank you for listening.
All right, and with that, I'm Cody,
And I'm Jacob.
and see you next week.